Listen to me. Still yourself. Feel the hush that moves over you like evening light. What you sense is not your imagination, it is the thread of love that does not rot, does not rust, does not dim with distance. The one who loved you keeps tugging at that thread, trying to place a final stitch in a fabric that was left unfinished. They do not want you to live with a knot in your throat. They do not want you to carry the old guilt or the unanswered question. They are not angry. They are not lost. They are not wandering in bitterness. They are standing at the threshold with a message that must pass through you so that both of you can be free. Let me speak to you the way you can receive it. You were not wrong to feel that something was unsaid. You were not wrong to notice the way a certain memory returns when you pass the doorway, or the way an old song finds you at exactly the right hour, or the way a scent from a time long gone seems to follow you through a crowded day. These are invitations, not hauntings. These are reminders that love has stamina. And now, in this very moment, the message arrives. Forgive yourself for what you did not know, for what you did not say, for how you could not be in two places at once. Release the image of their last day that has tried to rule over all their other days. It is not their favorite picture of the life they lived, and it does not need to be yours. I am not bringing you superstition, I am bringing you peace. The one who has gone ahead wants you to know that they saw the quiet efforts you made. They saw you explain your decisions to an empty room. They saw you rehearse apologies to a mirror and collapse into bed before you could speak them. They saw the small offerings no one else noticed, the kept promise, the saved letter, the framed photo dusted with care. None of the love you gave was wasted. None of it was hidden from my eyes. The ledger you have been keeping against yourself, cross it out. The sum has already been paid in the currency of mercy. Archangel Michael stands at your right, steady as the morning star in dark water. His warning is a kindness: do not let regret become your religion. Do not worship the past. There is a path forward that requires your hands to be open, not clenched. There are conversations waiting for you that cannot begin while you are rehearsing the arguments you never had. There is a door that has been ready to open for months, but your shoulder has been pressed against it from the wrong side. Step back. Breathe. Let me open it toward you instead of against you. The one who has passed wants to tell you something simple that will feel like thunder when it lands: you were always enough to love. They do not measure you by the times you felt small. They do not judge you for the day you left early, for the call you missed, for the sentence you couldn't complete because tears made your mouth heavy. They want you to remember them for their laugh, not their absence, for their hands, not their hospital, for the way they made a plain afternoon warm, not for the way one winter went cold. They want you to keep what was bright. They want you to let go of the storyline that says you failed them. You did not. Now listen deeper. There is another layer to this message, and it carries the shape of a seed. Seeds do not look like forests at first, they look like almost nothing. But when I put a seed into your keeping, it expects to become a canopy. The word you are receiving today is a seed. Choose a tenderness that becomes a habit. There is someone still living, close to you, who needs the tenderness you learned through loss. You know how quickly things change. You know how thin the line is between "there is time" and "I wish I had." Do not postpone affection. Do not delay in saying what only you can say. The one who has passed is pushing this toward you with all the strength of love that is now unencumbered by pain. Be brave enough to be soft while there is still breathing room. You have also been warned, gently, about a pattern that wants to repeat. Pain often tries to echo itself across generations, carrying the same cold into new rooms. The message comes so that the echo can stop with you. You do not have to copy the silence you were taught. You do not have to carry the pride that calls itself strength but is only a locked jaw. You do not have to become hard to prove that you are healed. The one who knows your family from the inside wants to rest, and their rest is tied to your willingness to end the cycle of quiet punishments and unspoken storms. Forgive without keeping a receipt. Speak truth without using it like a blade. Refuse to be recruited by bitterness. Draw boundaries that are firm and kind, and then honor them like sacred borders. There is more. You have been feeling pulled toward a certain place, an old room, a particular tree, a set of steps you have not climbed in a while, a corner of a market that smells like afternoon sun. Go there. Not because a ritual saves you, but because remembrance untangles you. Take with you one small thing that belonged to them, not to build a shrine, but to acknowledge that love is a bridge, not a prison. Sit for a moment. Breathe a prayer that needs no fancy words. Thank you for the years. Thank you for the laughter. I release what I cannot carry, and I receive what is still mine to live. In that simple prayer, the locks you have been rattling will finally click open, and the one who is waiting on the far side of mystery will feel the looseness in your hands and know they can be at ease. You fear that letting go means forgetting. It does not. Letting go means giving love a place to breathe. Memory does not demand mourning forever. Honor does not require sorrow every morning. You are allowed to let the light fall differently on their photo. You are allowed to tell a funny story without apologizing for your smile. You are allowed to plan a future that includes joy without feeling disloyal. They are not asking you to sit at the threshold indefinitely, they are asking you to walk through it and live well on the other side. Archangel Michael speaks again, his voice like a bell that never shatters. Pay attention to the small choices today. Great peace is built on small honest acts. Answer the message you have avoided. Put away the object that keeps reopening a wound each time you touch it. Make the appointment you have delayed out of fear. Choose one room to clear, one bill to face, one apology to make, one kindness to extend. Do it quietly. Do it faithfully. I bless these steps. I multiply their effect. As you choose what is steady, the ground under you will stop tilting. The dizziness you call fate will reveal itself as simply the result of standing on too many unfinished things. The one who loved you carries a specific gratitude for you today. They say, through the soft places of your own heart, thank you for being the person I could depend on when my strength grew thin. Thank you for how you learned my rhythms, for how you knew what I needed without the humiliation of asking. Thank you for keeping a little humor alive in rooms that tried to swallow it. Thank you for refusing to let the last chapter rewrite the entire book. They want you to know that nothing beautiful you did was small. When love is tired, a cup of water is a river. When fear is loud, a gentle word is a wall. They noticed. I noticed. And because of that, you can stop trying to re-earn what has already been given. Here is a quieter warning, wrapped in kindness. Be careful with the voices that profit from your grief. There are people who are comfortable only when you are not. There are patterns that only survive when you feel helpless. There is an identity that tries to form around your unmet longing. Step away from it. You are not stuck in the role of the one who always almost heals. You are not bound to repeat the scene where you are left behind. You are not required to be the strong one who never asks for help. Invite help. Receive support. Share the story in a circle of trust where your tears are not a spectacle but a prayer. I will send you one trustworthy listener, and you will recognize them by the way they leave you lighter, not indebted. Now, look forward with me. There is a date in your near future, an ordinary day on a calendar, that is about to become a hinge. You will wake up on that day and feel the air is thinner, as though someone opened a window in a long-closed room. That is not your imagination, that is the fruit of the release you make today. Opportunities will begin to surface in simple clothing, a message that leads to a conversation that leads to an invitation that leads to a quiet yes. I am not rushing you. I am pacing you. The grief you carry will not be erased, it will be held so gently that it changes shape in your arms. It will become a teacher rather than a tyrant, a compass rather than a chain. The one who is waiting in my light adds one more thing because they know you. Stop taking responsibility for everyone's weather. You cannot control when others choose rain. You cannot make their storms pass by giving them your roof. You can stand on your porch with a lantern, and you can open your door when they are ready to come in peace, but you are not the sky. You are my beloved, not the climate. Let that relieve you. Let that return your breath to you. When your lungs are not occupied with holding up the world, they can fill again with praise and laughter and the kind of silence that heals. You have wondered if they were lonely. They are not. They are encompassed. You have wondered if they remember you. More than ever. But memory in my presence is not a tug of war, it is a blessing spoken without strain. They bless you. They bless your coming and your going. They bless the way you will care for what they once cared for. They bless your decision to live the lessons, not just repeat the stories. They bless the way you will honor your own body with rest and nourishment. They bless the way you will refuse to speak harshly to yourself. They bless the friendships you will cultivate and the work you will do that dignifies the breath I put in you. This blessing is not a performance, it is a light that goes with you even when you forget that it is there. Take this, too, you are permitted to seek joy without asking grief for permission. Grief does not own your calendar. Grief is a guest who has been fed and heard and now needs to sleep in the spare room, not on the couch where every moment passes. When the guest wakes, treat it kindly. When it tires, let it rest. I am teaching you the rhythm of days that hold both memory and expectation. You will become fluent in it. You will find that your hands know when to hold and when to release, and your soul will stop arguing with your heart about whether you deserve sunlight. You do. Archangel Michael stands guard over these words. He has already cut through 2 old agreements you made with fear. That is why you feel a slight trembling. It is the tremble of chains realizing they have no more say. You will notice in the coming days that you can walk past a place that used to unravel you without unraveling. You will speak a name that once made your stomach drop, and your body will remain calm. You will remember a scene and, instead of drowning, you will float. Do not be surprised by this gentle power. It is my gift to you because you are ready to carry it and because the one who loves you asked me to place it in your hands. Now, hear the part the departed one has been waiting to say most clearly: please live. Not half-living through screens of anxiety, not postponing every good thing until you feel worthy, not narrating your life in the past tense. Live all the way. Where the color you thought was too much. Cook the recipe you avoided because it felt like a memory you couldn't bear. Let it become a celebration instead of a tomb. Visit the place you always said you would take me. Take yourself and anyone who can honor the quiet in your heart. Share the story that used to be stuck in your throat. If tears come, let them come like rain that feeds the soil, not like floods that erase the town. You are stronger now, not because you hardened, but because you softened in my hands. There is a practical instruction as well, because love is practical. Write what you need to say in a letter you never send, and then place it somewhere safe or release it in a way that feels like prayer. Organize the papers that have been sitting in a stack because they feel like a cliff. Call the elder whose stories are a quilt for your soul and ask them to tell you one more, so your house can hum again with the sound of belonging. Give something away that you have kept out of fear rather than love, and watch how your room and your chest both make more space. Plant something. Even if it is small. Even if it is only one herb on a windowsill. Watch it grow and remember that life obeys me even when you cannot see the roots. If guilt tries to return and argue its case, let Archangel Michael answer the door. He will not debate, he will dismiss. If shame rises up and announces itself like a judge, remember that I hold the gavel, and I have already declared you not condemned. If sorrow asks to sit with you, make it tea and give it an hour, then send it home with kindness. Nothing that visits you has more authority than my love, and I have placed that love not just around you, but inside you where no thief can reach. I know the questions that do not leave you. Where are they now? Do they see me? Are they proud? Hear me, they are where light is not a distant hope but the very air. They see as souls see, with clarity that does not injure. Pride is too small a word for what they feel when they look toward you. Try delight. Try peace. Try blessing that continues. They are learning how to love you without the limits of time, and you are learning how to receive love that is bigger than a single room, a single day, a single lifetime. And so the message that began with a warning ends with a promise. You were warned because I love you. You were warned because something needed to stop, the old rehearsal of blame, the exhausting loyalty to pain, the fearful habit of expecting loss. You were warned so that you could choose differently while it still matters, and it matters now. The one who is ready to rest wanted you to know the truth so their peace and your future could arrive together. They will rest. You will live. My presence will braid those realities into a single rope strong enough to hold you when the wind rises. When you wake tomorrow, take 3 breaths and say, I release. I receive. I remember. Release what you cannot repair by reliving it. Receive the mercy that is new because I make it new. Remember the love that shaped you and still surrounds you. Then take one step into your day, and another, and another. I go before you, I stand beside you, I come behind you. You are not walking toward a life that might love you back, you are walking in a life that already does. Do not skip this. Let it settle. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unlock. Let your eyes soften. The room you are in is enough for the miracle that is beginning. The message has come to you because you were ready, and because love keeps its appointments even when the world does not. Rise gently. Drink water. Touch the doorframe as you pass and say, thank you. When you do, you will feel the smallest shift, like a lock sliding open in a long-closed cabinet. That is the sound of rest finding the one who asked for it and the sound of freedom finding you. Go now in peace. Live with your hands unafraid to bless, your words unafraid to build, your memory unafraid to shine. The warning has become wisdom. The longing has become a path. The love that could not be spoken is now spoken. And I am with you, as promised, even to the edge of every new beginning. Listen closely and do not harden your heart. I am speaking, and my voice does not come to frighten you but to free you. The weight you have carried on your chest like a locked iron box is not your destiny. I made you for breath, for peace, for days that rise clean as the first light over water. I am not far, and I am not late. I am here, now, drawing near in the very moment you feel the tremble in your spirit. I am the God who sees, and I am the God who answers. Do not skip this. Receive what I am giving you, because it is yours. You have asked for a sign. You have asked for a word that reaches deeper than the noise, a word that slips past the stubborn knots in your memory and the guarded doors of your heart. Here it is. Release does not come by forgetting, it comes by understanding. Peace does not enter a room that is already full of unspoken things. Today I will open the windows. Today I will give language to the ache you were never taught to name. You are not fragile, you are faithful. And the tears that sometimes come without warning are not weakness, they are wisdom trying to speak. I know the room you avoid in your own mind, the one that smells like old rain and missed chances. I know the moment you replay when you're sure no one is watching, the last word said too quickly, the silence that felt heavier than stone, the conversation that should have continued but ended with a door and a distance. I was there. I held the hour in my hand. I saw the threads of love between you and the one who has already stepped beyond the veil of time. Death can close eyes, but it cannot close truth. And today truth opens gently, like morning. Archangel Michael says, "You have been warned, not to fear, not to spiral into dread, but to refuse the lie that says you must carry guilt forever. Warned against the voice that imitates me but does not carry my peace. He stands at your door as a sentry with a bright sword, cutting down every whisper that prophesies doom over you and your family. What approaches is not harm but healing. What presses at your threshold is not terror, but the long-awaited courage to touch the tender place you avoid. Michael is not here to start a fire, he is here to end one, the slow burn of unresolved goodbye, the smoke that has curled under your days and made you cough in your sleep. Let him in. Let him guard the moment we are about to share. There is someone from your family, already passed into my light, who has been waiting for this day. Do not stretch your mind trying to guess, your heart already knows which presence hovers when the night is very quiet. You have felt them in the angle of a photograph, in a smell that comes from nowhere, in the sudden thought that makes your chest ache and your mouth shape their name in the dark. They are not restless in torment, do not imagine them pacing the edges of heaven. They are safe. But love longs to finish the sentences it could not finish on earth, and love remains honest even in glory. They do not need your pain, they desire your freedom. And for your freedom they ask to speak. Listen to the words that rise like warm air from a cup in winter, I'm sorry. Let this be said at last. I'm sorry for what I could not say when I was proud. I'm sorry for the times I put my fear where your trust should have been. I'm sorry for the joke that cut too deep, the advice that came out harsh, the moments when I imagined you were stronger than you were, and I asked you to carry me when you needed someone to carry you. I'm sorry for leaving you with questions. I am not far. I am not angry. I was more frightened than I ever told you. I see now. I see the corners of your heart I refuse to walk into. I see how brave you were in rooms I never visited. I bless you. I bless what I did not understand. I bless the way you love. You did not fail me. You did not fail. Let that settle into your bones like medicine. When your body tries to spit it out because it's unfamiliar to be absolved, breathe, and let it remain. You, beloved, have apologized 100 times in your mind to a person who no longer needed your apology, only your honesty. You have built monuments to, if only, and those monuments cast long shadows over good days. I am the God who dissolves shadows. Heaven has more daylight than the earth knows what to do with. In my presence, what was incomplete is completed. Let your heart accept this. Forgiveness has already been written across your story, not in chalk that a storm can erase, but in stone that stands through ages. I witnessed the misunderstandings. I witnessed the laughter you shared too, remember that. Grief edits memory until it reads like a tragedy. I restore the missing chapters of joy. There is also a message that is practical, not just tender. Do not be surprised that the spiritual speaks to the small things. I love you in your details. There is an object you have kept or misplaced, something that carries a memory you think is painful to touch. Touch it. Hold it. Then decide with me. Either keep it and let it bless you or give it away and let it bless another, but do not let it rule you from a drawer. This is how the past gets to rest, not by locking it out, but by inviting it to say its piece and then take its seat. There is a letter you never wrote, write it now. There is a story you avoided telling, tell it once, somewhere safe. These are not chores, these are doors. Walk through them, and you will find the air different on the other side. Archangel Michael stands behind you while you do this. He guards the edges of your thoughts so that no old accusation breaks in while you are brave. He is not here as a judge with a list of failures. He is a witness that courage is happening, that heaven is partnering with earth in your living room, at your desk, on your bed where you sometimes sit and stare at nothing, feeling everything. When you feel that sudden steadiness in your spine for no reason, that is His hand at your back. When your breath comes all the way down and does not snag, that is the fear leaving. When the room feels bigger, that is grace making space.